From there, Rick went on to Paris, where he met the Netherlands legend Rob Kamen. Roufus won a wide and convincing 12-round decision over the tough veteran, and the 15,000 fans that were at ringside really couldn't believe their eyes. Overnight, Roufus became a hero all over Europe. And that fight, the news of it, made its way down to Johannesburg in South Africa, where the #6 world contender issued a challenge to the Jet.
Well, you know, Henk Pelser is a tough Afrikaner from Johannesburg, and he worked as a demolitions expert there. He had been a victim of a cave-in where one of his dynamite caps went off at the wrong time. Now, he had never been knocked off his feet in the ring, and he wanted a chance at the young superstar that he'd heard so much about.
Pelser said if dynamite couldn't knock him down, certainly Roufus couldn't stop him, and he doubted that Roufus could. The PKA Karatemania IV then would host the light heavyweight championship of the world as its main event. And this is the first time in PKA history that a fighter from South Africa has had a chance to compete for a world title in this sport.
During the years that South Africa's athletes have been excluded from the international field of athletics, the Ring Contact Fighting Art Organization has been busy developing the talent of thousands of karate athletes.
Now, because South Africa is back in the mainstream for international competition, we experience a big, huge explosion, a dynamic explosion in South Africa concerning international competition. And Ring Contact Fighting Art puts this all on the map, which for the point system, the semi-contact and the full contact and professional fighters, for all kinds of martial arts, we're there to available to bring this opportunity to all the rest of South Africa for international competition.
From the many tenacious, hard-nosed karate students who have trained in the Ring Contact Fighting Art Organization, #6 world contender Henk Pelser has emerged as the grittiest fighter in the light heavyweight division. Despite his serious mining accident, he's fought back with all the desire and determination required to prepare him for this world title bout. He knows, though, the challenge against Roufus will be a tough one.
We have studied a number of Rick Roufus fights at fight tapes, and now we know Rick's got an excellent left roundhouse kick to the face, so our defense for Henk's going to be to cover his right hand, to cover his right side of his face properly with his right hand, and watch out for that left hand and left leg of Rick Roufus. And therefore, I'm positive Henk could catch him with the right hand to the head.
22-1, 9 knockouts. He avenged the only loss on his record. He's not a punisher, really. Not a big puncher. He's geared to go the distance. The champion,
the referee
Rick the
for
Jet Roufus,
is J.T. Will.
37-1, 22 of those 37 wins by knockout, and convincingly avenged the loss on his record. If there were a Hall of Fame for karate referees, J.T. Will, in the center of the ring there, would be the first nominee, I'm sure.
Over 6,000 rounds so far.
He calls both fighters to look at that, belly to belly, nose to nose, Pelser and Rick the Jet Roufus.
Roufus has really started doing a lot of this over the last few fights, and there's no question in his mind that he's serious. Pelser has that unperturbable look on his face, though, that we saw earlier. He just seems to be affected by nothing.
If you get a point for bad breath there, Joe. They split, ready for the fight now, as we anticipate round number 1.
Rick, final congratulations from Stan Johnson there, just getting out of the ring, and his brother, Duke. Again, as I mentioned before, Duke, at about 210 pounds, has been Rick's primary sparring partner over his last 4 or 5 fights.
We've had the advantage of seeing Roufus come up through the ranks as just a youngster. He's changed a good deal since we saw him in those early years, lost a lot of innocence in that face.
A lot of miles behind him. He just got through with that fight back in December against Rob Kamen over in Paris, 15,000 fans, and he dazzled.
Good left hand by Roufus. You can see his quickness already, even though Pelser is the aggressor.
You're going to see a lot of that from Roufus. A very powerful, quick round kick off the back leg, followed with a very stiff left hand.
Now he changed to a southpaw stance.
Yeah, Roufus always fights in a southpaw stance. Sometimes he'll go left leg forward, but most often you'll see Roufus fighting right leg front.
Great left hand. He's scoring with the lefts consistently, setting it up.
Right from the very beginning, you see the speed of Rick Roufus being able to get in and out, and that's his strength. I don't know how much Pelser can take of this, that's going to be a big determining factor what Pelser's jaw is like.
Good right hand jab, goes to the body underneath the elbow this time.
A lot of a person's ability to take a punch has to do with the way the face is constructed, and Henk Pelser has a face not unlike what we used to see from Ross Scott. And Ross Scott could certainly absorb a lot of punishment.
Those round kicks can take their toll into that rib section.
Notice the head work of Roufus, staying out of way of almost everything that Pelser throws.
Spinning back fist, and he follows it up immediately. Uses the stunning effect to set it up.
Can just hear those round kicks blasting Pelser here at ringside.
Roufus, oh, look at that spinning.
Back kick, 360 degrees. Jumps and spins off the front leg. Very difficult technique.
Still has an eye for defense. Roufus using so much of his arsenal.
That left round kick, left hand punch right behind it continues to land.
But Joe, Roufus really showing us how agile he is in that first round, especially with the kick followed by the left hand, the left foot and the left hand.
Does that so easily. We see there how Roufus, as soon as the kick lands, starts right back with the left punch.
Notice Roufus' handlers already concerned about some scar tissue under the eye, Joe.
He has a tendency to get a little bit of a swelling under his eyes, right around his cheekbone. It looks like he has some fairly sharp cheekbones, almost an Indian-style face. And when you get hit there, it causes some swelling. They just keep the swelling down.
But very few times, Joe, have I seen Roufus cut.
That's correct. Roufus very rarely cuts.
Ready to go for round number 2. Rick Roufus dominating the first round and showing us just such a variety of his arsenal in the early going. Let's see if his strategy changes much.
Henk Pelser got nailed a couple of times with that left round kick to the face in round number 1. That's Roufus's best kick. More knockouts with that particular kick than any other one that he throws. Pelser now carrying the right hand very, very high. Must have told him something in the corner.
Good round kick himself in on Roufus. Not a lot of power, but scores.
Pelser comes from a Kyokushinkai style of karate. It's a Japanese style that really focuses a lot on powerful back leg round kicks. But right now he's just eating combinations from Roufus.
Combinations right, left, and left, right from Rick Roufus.
See Roufus slipping the punches to the outside, slipping punches to the inside, bobbing and weaving. 90% of Pelser's punches are missing.
Look at the flexibility of Roufus to not really alter his stance and still get the foot up to the chin.
Looks like if Roufus is doing anything wrong right now, it looks like he's trying to knock Pelser out with every punch that he throws. That was the round kick punch combination again. And Roufus is most dangerous is when he's reacting very naturally and picking shots as they come instead of forcing them. When he tries to throw these very powerful shots for one knockout is when he seems to have the most trouble.
Tried a double spin move with a spinning back fist and a spin kick, but Pelser doing what he should, get inside that.
Pelser now made him miss with that left round kick. Seems like Pelser's distance on the left round kick of Roufus has improved. Pelser got missed with the left hand, but ate the right. Those body shots have got to tell on the challenger. 21 hours on the plane, just 2 days rest once he got here. If I were he, I would have gotten here quite a bit earlier.
Well, Joe, one thing Pelser certainly showed in round 2 was his toughness. And here's another look at that exciting exchange of punches in that round that Roufus did so well with punches and kicks, the combinations.
You see, both fighters are throwing techniques, but Roufus's are the ones that land most often with the greatest amount of regularity, the greatest amount of impact.
Pelser does have some power in those kicks that he's throwing.
No question, Roufus just isn't there to accept that power.
I was wondering with Pelser's height, if it might help him in the kick style when this fight first began, but Roufus's quickness really kind of negates that.
Roufus's quickness really does, and on Pelser's side, as Joe Viljoen said, the injuries that he sustained in the mining accident have affected his agility somewhat in the kicking category.
It'll be interesting to see if that plane trip and conditioning starts to take toll now as we start the third round of action. Roufus to the right, Pelser the challenger with a chartreuse stripe.
Very determined look stays on Roufus's face all the time. It's a scowl that he keeps throughout the fight. He uses that front leg front kick there to jam Pelser every time he starts to move in.
Tremendous leverage with the back foot as he plants it and brings the front foot forward.
Our fight fans will notice how Rick very subtly shifts his weight from his right leg back to his left leg without really going anywhere as Pelser attacks.
Pelser opening up, giving Roufus the opportunity, but Roufus really didn't land one that time. Oh, the left hand on the side of the head. He dropped the right hand, Joe.
Pelser dropped the right, he ate the left hand. Fortunately for him, he ate it up high on his head as he did the spinning back fist then.
Well, the fans are into this fight. The main event, Karatemania IV. Roufus slipping inside that spinning back fist.
Many of our great fans from the Battle of Atlanta today back here for the evening event. They've seen the best of point karate and the best of full contact karate in one evening.
Well, Pelser came to fight. There's no question about that.
Kind of very powerful, I'm sorry, Art, very powerful trunk. Roufus with a jump spinning back kick landed with his heel on Pelser's forehead then. That is
powerful left foot.
Roufus's landing is so frustrating for a fighter like Pelser to be throwing so many shots at Roufus that are missing. You take a lot of energy to miss with those shots.
Good scoring right hand to the body. Roufus is getting under that elbow and then comes back up top with the right hand that time with a nice jab and a combination.
Roufus is throwing 4- and 5-punch combinations now better than he has any time up to this point in his career. If he misses with one hand, the other one or another kick comes right behind him.
Pelser looking just a bit staggered in that round as he shows us some toughness again. Well, let's take another look at the champ's spinning back fist, Joe.
Roufus is just right on target with this thing. It lands a little bit high on Pelser's head, but it seems that Pelser has the kind of head that can absorb this kind of punishment.
What a classic style of technique.
Joe Viljoen there in front of Henk Pelser. Joe Viljoen is the man who has spearheaded the growth of karate throughout South Africa at every level, both at the point karate level, the full contact and kickboxing level, through this ring contact fighting art organization. Very calm, relaxed in the corner. Pelser, you see, not being excited. Stan Johnson, a little more animated over there in Roufus's corner.
Glad you could join us for the PKA World Light Heavyweight Championship bout between Rick the Jet Roufus and Henk Pelser from South Africa.
Roufus put both of his titles on the line here, his ISKA World Light Heavyweight crown and his PKC World Light Heavyweight crown, so Pelser has the option to take both titles back to South Africa should he win.
Got to find the formula, though, to get through the defenses, and especially the offense that is Rick's defense.
Notice Roufus leaning in, leaning back out. He leans in, fires the power back out, causing Pelser to miss, and then right back in. Offensively, defensively, and counter-offensively, Rick Roufus is the best fighter in the world today in all three categories.
And you're not going to out-condition him either, Joe. Rick Roufus always ready.
That's going to be a question when Jean-Yves Thériault and Rick Roufus fight. Thériault now has reached 37.
Low kick. Now that'll be interesting to see if JT Will decides to deduct a point from Pelser. It looked unintentional.
Absolutely unintentional. Pelser was just picking his leg up to throw the kick, and it landed right in the groin.
They have, Joe, deducted a point from Pelser's scorecard, and it looks like Rick the Jet Roufus now has recovered sufficiently. You know, there are some fighters who down in a fight like this might decide to take a point penalty to try to change the course of the action, but it looked totally unintentional to me.
No question about it. Pelser picked his leg up to block a kick, as at the same time he tried to throw a front kick with the leg that he was blocking with, and Rick just had his leg in the air. No intention on malicious intent on Pelser's part.
Well, we saw the power, even though Pelser got inside a kick, how it moved him back. Not an optimum distance for the Roufus kick, but such power in short distance.
Roufus is just digging to the body, digging back to the head, spinning back kick then by Roufus right into the body off a right uppercut. You won't see many fighters in the world throw a right uppercut spinning back kick. That was that same technique again. Ground kick to the body, punch to the head, knocked him halfway across the ring.
Spinning back kick, lands up on the chin.
Pelser seems undaunted by it. Roufus with combinations coming at Pelser from every direction.
Oh, that was quite a round. Beautiful when you think of the artistry of Rick the Jet Roufus and the arsenal that he displays against Pelser.
You can see that Pelser is suffering some from the effects of the pace of this fight. Again, Joe Viljoen keeping him very relaxed in the corner. You see this guy seems to get his conditioning, his breathing under control very quickly.
The one thing that the corner has to be proud of is that left foot kick followed by the left hand.
Everything that Roufus throws seems to land. He throws a punch, he comes off that punch with a spinning back kick. Not many people in the world can use that, and you see the impact of that spinning back kick.
2-minute rounds, and the big reason for that is the added energy it takes to lift the legs for the kicking.
Each one of these fighters is throwing 12 to 16 kicks per round, powerful kicks per round. That takes a lot of energy.
Round 5. For Pelser, it's a matter of survival right now. He can't let it slide the momentum any further toward Rick the Jet. He starts out the round, Joe, with pretty high kicks, and then they slip down. Could this be part of the conditioning?
Definitely part of the conditioning, and it takes more energy to kick high, and when he uses that energy, Roufus is able to step inside and nail him. As you pointed out, Pelser tends to drop his hand as he throws a kick. That could be a big turning point in this fight.
Looks like Roufus just setting him up once again.
Roufus has 22 years experience under his black belt. He's just like a fish right in water. He's using his kicks to the head now, side kicks to the head against Pelser. Pelser seems to have pretty good timing now on Rick's left round kick. Roufus complaining that Pelser caught him low again.
It looks like he's irritated after that one. Interesting to see if he takes it out. Oh, spinning back fist, a classic move.
Again, high on the head, you see Pelser takes the shot and then it just acts like nothing has happened. I guarantee you the average guy gets hit with that shot, he's unconscious for a month. A lot of credit to Henk Pelser.
JT Will saying, I didn't see that one, but checks the condition. Referee in contact karate plays a very important role safety-wise. Spinning back fist high on the head, but look at the leverage. Oh, it looked like a slip to me, the push, but JT Will says no.
Roufus threw a round kick. I couldn't tell which part of the body that kick landed on. Jay Will felt it to be a blow to a legal part of the body. Roufus gets tangled up in the air on that spinning back kick at the end.
That's the end of round 5. And another productive one for Rick the Jet Roufus, the champion. That spinning back fist, the timing, the distance is so important, Joe.
It is. Roufus has a way of throwing it offensively, defensively, and counter-offensively, and lands with it all 3 occasions.
Pelser, though, seems to get just a glimpse long enough to shirk his head just a little bit to take it high.
Again, they're keeping the device on Rufus's face to make sure that the swelling doesn't become a problem for him. Again, he's got those sharp cheekbones, causes his face to swell a little bit. Back in the fight with William Canora, headbutt hit him over there and caused almost a goose egg on his chin, on his cheekbone.
It appears that if Pelser has any chance to win, other than a knockout, this 6th round is vital for him.
In a 12-round fight, you fall as far behind on points as Pelser is. You've got to do something dramatic. If only 9 knockouts and 22 wins, as you said earlier, he's not a big puncher. Axe kick by Roufus comes right down on his chin. The right hand jab of Roufus timed perfectly inside the initial move of Pelser.
Looks like there's a slight cut on Pelser from our vantage point, Joe. Looks like it might be from the nose. Either that or it slipped down over the lip. We'll check it out a little later when we get a clear shot. Good left hand by Rick the Jet Roufus now. Solid.
With all those kind of straight shots and those kind of kicks coming around Pelser's head, the bleeding could come from anywhere.
Well, Roufus is really jacking up on some of those.
Roufus is more relaxed now than he was in the early rounds. He's now letting his reflex take over, and he's coming back with the powerful shots, the combinations that come naturally. He's not forcing his techniques now.
Round 6 of a scheduled 12-rounder. Roufus picking his spots.
And those shots like Pelser threw then that he missed are the kind that takes so much energy from him, and at the same time, Roufus is blasting him, which also saps strength.
Roufus looking for his 38th win and the retention of his light heavyweight world championship.
Nice side kick into the ribs, defensive side kick then by Roufus. Look, he spins with a spinning back fist, comes off that with a round kick. Complaining of a low shot from Pelser, I didn't see it land myself.
The overhand left.
Pelser starts to make a move, and
Right uppercut.
Roufus catches him right in the middle of his initial move. It'd be safe to say that Roufus has Pelser's timing down almost perfectly now.
Once again, though, Pelser survives another round. Signifies the end of the 6th round. That axe kick you don't see it very often in full contact karate. It takes a lot of time and a lot of finesse to get it in there.
Roufus was hitting Pelser with so many different techniques in that round from so many different angles. The axe kick is one of the harder ones to land in full contact karate. Pelser sat a lot more heavily on his seat in that round. The blood coming from his nose seems to be bothering him. A lot of volume of blood coming out of Pelser's nose.
I guess the axe kick makes it vulnerable for the guy throwing it.
It is a very opening kick to throw, but Roufus throws it at just about the right time without much fear of retaliation.
Getting lots of encouragement from his corner, Rick the Jet Roufus. Pelser really has to get lucky now, a lucky blow to win this battle.
6,500 people in Atlanta's Omni tonight to see this bout. A lot of people back here from the Battle of Atlanta during the day, and a lot of Rick Roufus fans here in Atlanta.
How long can Pelser maintain this pace, though, of getting pounded from both feet and both hands of Rick Roufus? Roufus, I don't think, is very far from retaining the crown.
Looks to me like Pelser could continue at this pace indefinitely. Roufus's job is to land right on the button with a shot, because the configuration of Pelser's head gives him the ability to take a single blow. So Roufus is either going to have to hit him with a combination or be right on the button with something.
Roufus got the heel in there.
Missed with a round kick and came right behind it with a spinning back kick right on target. Pelser just is smiling as though I've never seen this much stuff come at me before, and I like it.
You see a lot of less experienced full contact karate artists have good technique for one kick, but to come back when that technique misses, as you said.
They just flow with Roufus. The blood is flowing from the nose of Henk Pelser. Now, if a fighter has got...
Right uppercut. That was on the button.
right under the chin, and the guy just takes another step forward. Again, just like the former heavyweight champion of the world, Ross Scott.
Good body shot. Missed with the right. Right hand that got in. Pelser missing, or I should say Roufus missing for the spinning back fist.
Spinning back fist with his left hand and back with a spinning back kick with his right leg.
And after the bell, unintentional from Pelser. That's the end of round 7. Joe, it's just how long can he go? I mean, he took some real punishment in that 7th round, and especially that right uppercut. It had such velocity to it, just a short one, but it had a lot of velocity.
Yeah, Roufus is throwing so much power in each one of the techniques, but he's not forcing the techniques now. They're coming naturally for him. Those are the ones, as I said earlier, that make him the most dangerous. Pelser leaning a lot further back on the stool now than he was in the early part of the round, early part of the fight.
And this war that he's been in has taken a lot out of him as he's gasping there, trying to get extra oxygen, it looks like.
Very aware of his surroundings, though. He said he needed an adjustment of his foot pad there. So this is a fighter that's been in there a lot and is aware of what's going on.
Rick has always been appreciative of the fans that have seen him fight in Atlanta, Joe.
Likes Atlanta. He fought here in Karatemania 1. He fought here in Karatemania 2, where he won his first world title. This is his 3rd time back in Atlanta in a Karatemania series.
Round number 8 now underway. Roufus to the right, Pelser on the left.
Pelser a little bit more defensive looking in his fighting posture right now, standing back on his leg, not moving forward at Roufus quite so much. Roufus, it appears he wants Roufus to take the offensive.
Let's check to see J.T. Will. It was a slip.
Serious slip. Roufus threw a little side kick up from the floor. It seemed to push Pelser over.
Well, you can tell that the pounding on Pelser has taken its toll because he's just not, it's almost painful to lift that leg. He's so tired. Oh, the overhand left.
I was going to say that Pelser seemed to be holding back, but then he came in with a very aggressive move, and Roufus hitting right on the point of the chin.
That's it. J.T. Will has called the fight. Rick the Jet Roufus retains his light heavyweight title. He is now 38-1. The overhand left, Joe, was just devastating. He hit the spot he was looking for.
He picked, he prodded, he forced himself in the early rounds, and then when the opportunity presented itself, he reacted reflexively right on the chin. You see he's got a lot of respect, though, for Henk Pelser.
Let's visually review now the Jets' 23rd knockout.
Pelser's been a little hesitant so far in the round, but when he takes that initial move forward, boom, Roufus is right there on the button. Pelser drops his right hand as he comes in. Roufus capitalizes immediately.
He was gone before he hit the floor, his head just bouncing up and down.
He landed in kind of a twisted position. I'm surprised he got up at all.
Let's take a look at another angle now.
Again, Pelser makes the move. Roufus anticipates it, steps straight in. At the same time, Pelser drops his right hand. Roufus is right on target with it.
No question, Joe, he was waiting for that particular move by Pelser.
No question. Again, this is what happens when Roufus just reacts and waits for the thing to come naturally.
J.T. Will lifting the arm in victory. Oh, another headbutt. The fight's over. Rick the Jet Roufus finally with a smile saying, I guess he can't help himself. But Rick the Jet Roufus still the light heavyweight champion of the world as he gets the belt put back on with an 8th round knockout over Henk Pelser of Johannesburg, South Africa. Scheduled for 12. Roufus picked him apart throughout the fight, and then the devastating left hand by Rick the Jet Roufus. As we take one more look, Joe Corley's making his way up to the round. It's going to be interesting to, well, every time I see that. Rick the Jet Roufus, still the light heavyweight champion of the world. Joe Corley's up in the ring. Let's find out not only the views of Rick the Jet Roufus about this fight, but maybe what's in the future for the light heavyweight champion. Joe.
Rick, you'd never seen any video of this guy. What kind of advice would you give to his next opponent?
He can take one hell of a punch. He He was tough, and you know, I came out and you know, this is my 4th Karatemania. Atlanta loves me, and I tried to turn the heat up a little bit, but I had to pace myself, and the guy could take a punch, no question about it.
Looks tonight, Rick, like your kicks, the combinations of your kicks are really coming along. What's your strategy now as you face guys like Pelser? What is the statement Rick Roufus is making?
Well, to take my time, be patient, and don't really pay attention to the crowd. The crowd doesn't make the fight. I make the fight, and as you saw when he, at the end, he threw the kick, his hands were down, and I made him pay for it.
What was the thing that hurt you most that he threw in the fight?
You really want to know that?
Well, other than the low kick.
Oh, nothing. He didn't have any power that hurt me at all.
Okay, now it's Pelser. You're 38-1. You talked in your last Karatemania 3. You talked about going up to the heavyweight division. You've come up from 164 pounds. You're using the training methods of Evander Holyfield. You're putting on the weight. Can you make 195? Is it realistic to expect that you could fight Dennis Alexio at that weight?
I think you're going to see Rick Roufus for about another year. You'll see him fight Jean-Yves Thériault, and hopefully if everything goes well with that, excuse me, and I beat him as I'm supposed to, there could be a rematch. There could be a fight Rob Kaman or Ernesto Hus, but Dennis Alexio makes for a good fight because I don't like him. And fights like that just kind of are a little more intense. You take it up another notch, and I'll tell you what, Dennis, you're in for a big fight. It's going to be Sugar Ray versus Marvin. In the second case, I'm Sugar Ray.